Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is actually my first ever YouTube video. So to start things off, I thought I'd do a podcast this week. And I'm going to try to upload a new video every week. So if you guys have any suggestions for the next one, please let me know in the comments down below. For my first video, I invited my friend Amanda here.
Hey guys, I'm Amanda. I go by Royalty. You can find me on Instagram at royalty.bycity. I'm a model and entrepreneur. I'm with my good friend over here, and you already know we're getting started with this podcast, and we're going to show you a little bit about the modeling industry.
I've actually been in modeling about 5 years now. I started back in Toronto, but I've been in Miami about 2 years now. And we actually met through Tier 1 Modeling Agency, which is who we're signed to. So I thought I'd share my story of the dangers and scams in the industry. I'm sure you've experienced some of that too.
Most definitely.
So do you want to start with yours?
Sure, I'll start with mine. So, a little bit about the modeling industry. There are goods and bads of it, most definitely. Sometimes you can get scammed or be put in dangerous situations, so it's important to know how to take it, where to start, and what to do. So, I'd say one of my scamming experiences was I had somebody on Instagram who looked lavish lifestyle, looked like they were involved with the industry. They invited me and other girls to a hotel, and it was in the conference room. We had a bunch of us. It was so professional. Like, I could not even tell that it was a scam. You had an interview, you had an iPad, there were other workers in on it, and it looked like if you were going through like an interview. They ended up saying that you had to pay $150, and I paid $150, and my friend did it the following days and paid $300. You're out here, and the person was claiming to be a part of Rich Music. There's nothing that came from that. They were a scammer, and they took money away. It was really a dreadful experience, and it was my first time starting out, and you learn that. Also, with the dangers, people are constantly being sent to wrong locations. If you work with an unreputable agency, you could be stuck in like really serious trouble in dark alleyways, in hotels. Anything could happen to you. Like, you can get jumped. So,
Yeah, I was gonna touch into that actually. There's a lot of scams in the industry. That's something you gotta be aware of. So definitely the first thing you do, research your agency, make sure it's a reputable agency, because it's happened to me before where, and this is like 10 years ago, where I went for one audition, and with this one, um, like they were claiming to be an agency. It was basically they were selling modeling classes, but they were claiming to be an agency as well. And always, if you're offered a contract, make sure you read it through.
of course.
And it's like basically they were trying to charge $1,500. And here's a very good tip: if something sounds too good to be true, it most likely is.
Too good to be true.
So this agency, they were like basically guaranteeing you jobs. Nobody can guarantee you a job. They can guarantee you auditions, but they can't. It's your part. Like, you gotta put your part in to get the job. So they're saying that basically, and me being young and naive at the time, they're telling me that, oh, everyone who signed with our agency has made X amount of money. They've done this, they've done that. We've had people in Disney and this and that, and nothing came about that, number one. And also the fact that they were like, it's just, I don't even know how to explain. They were just putting a lot of like false dream, like feeding people a lot of false dreams. So that's a red flag. And no agency would ask for an upfront fee. They might ask money for a photo shoot, but this agency was asking for money up front. That was a red flag as well.
Most definitely. And like she was saying, if they ask for money up front, it's a scam. You guys, they're trying to get you into modeling classes, whether it's walking or a photo shoot. It's okay to invest in yourself and invest in a photo shoot from an agency, but there's no reason why they should be guaranteeing you jobs or having you pay a bunch of money for work for people you haven't met for no guaranteed gig. You guys, think smart. Do your research, most definitely, because the modeling industry is something you don't mess around with without knowing what you're doing.
And there was another instance actually where a photographer wanted to do a photo shoot with me, and the address he gives me is in a hotel, and he said I couldn't bring anyone. So right off the bat, I'm like, no, I'm good.
No.
What's another one you've had?
I guess another one that I've had was, let me think for a second. Okay. So For example, I won't even say the artist's name because it really is a big artist, and this happened literally this year. Not to me, but to the girls in tier one. You get hired. They hired, I think, 30 to 40 models. They didn't get paid. They were there all day, didn't eat, didn't get food, and you're stuck promising people payment that you're gonna pay them. Let's say $200 for 8 hours. You you end up ruining your reputation as an artist, as an agency, being able to just take girls and just not pay them, playing with them. Like, it really is. I'd say the story was, it was a boat, and they brought girls to a boat, people to party. You know what? Actually, I don't even care. It's the Island Boys, you guys. And they literally did not, I know, tea, but whatever. That's what we're here for, to bring you the truth about everything.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that because I actually went to the Island Boys music video. This was a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And the same thing happened to me. It wasn't on a boat, but it was a pool party. And they mentioned it was like it's just for experience. So this is my first music video in Miami. I wanted to network as much as I can. And I went there and they wanted us to stay because they didn't mention in the email that we weren't getting paid. But I was just like, being new to Miami, I'm like, if I get paid, great. If not, then whatever. I'll just take it as experience. So I go there. I'm there like half the day. They want us to stay the entire day, but after like 4 hours, I'm like, nah, I'm good. If I'm not getting paid for this, like I got my experience. I'm out the door now. And yeah, there's a lot of trade for photos or a lot of people who just try to get you to do it for experience, and not everyone has time to volunteer.
Most definitely, you guys do not do things. I say if you're just starting out, it's okay to kind of collaborate with people and brands, but I don't ever recommend doing free work. And don't be the type of girl that goes to be around rappers to just be around them and party with them. You're not building yourself. There's so much in the modeling industry than just music videos. There's commercials, there's podcasts, there's brand shoots, there's like voiceovers. You can be a voiceover for a video game, a voiceover for a commercial. Let me not say that again. A voiceover. You could be a voiceover for a movie. There's many things that you can do in this industry, so I don't recommend taking free work unless you guys are just like starting out and really get yourself up to another level quickly.
Yeah, you could do it at the beginning for network, but at the end of the day, why waste your entire day just for, to be near these celebrities or near whoever just for clout, just for the experience. But like I said, it's up to you. I personally wouldn't waste my entire day just for that. Because mind you, I had to take the day off for work just for that video.
So let me ask you, what's a gig that you really enjoyed?
Me, personally, I love doing photo shoots. So a gig that I enjoyed, I actually worked with a brand called, let me get the name. Let's see. It's called VN Beauty, and what that is it's basically my friend's personal skincare line. She has day cream, face masks, body scrubs, all of that. And I did that photo shoot outside in the botanical gardens, and that was a very fun shoot because it was my first time being in the botanical gardens. And I love, like, I'll do a photo shoot over a music video over anything else.
Awesome. That is really awesome to hear. And I do have a skincare line as well, and that's super awesome that you did a skincare line. And the botanical gardens are amazing.
For sure, it's beautiful. So yeah, just to wrap it up, 3 tips I would give girls starting in the industry. Number 1, always make sure it's a reputable company or agency so you don't get scammed. No upfront fees. What's one you have?
I'd say tip number 2 is make sure you don't go alone. Like, if this is somebody that you're working with for the first time, I don't recommend ever not having someone have your location or you asking around. Look at the people that they're following. Look at the people that are following them. Contact them. Hey, have you worked with so-and-so before? A lot of the times, people will have, like, a big community or network, and just from scamming girls, you can already tell, and people are going to be posting about it. So definitely do your research overall with who you're working with, and don't go alone.
And number two, do not feed
Where's the
in.
number three?
Oh yeah. Number three, do not feed in false dreams. If an agency tells you they can make you the next big thing, just run, because nobody can guarantee you anything. They can guarantee you auditions, but for them to say, oh, well, you'll get so many jobs through us, you'll get this and that, here's the upfront fee, but this is how much you'll make back, yeah, just, that's a red flag right there. Immediately, I would leave.
So those are our tips for safety. But let's give you guys some tips about how to join the modeling agency. So I say the first thing you need to do, tip number one, is definitely start to build up your portfolio. Work up, look at hashtags, put hashtag your location. So for us, it's Miami. Hashtag Miami photographer, Miami photo shoot, Miami casting. Go and text these people. Build yourself a portfolio. Think not just bikinis. It could be lifestyle. Let's say you're working for like Adidas and Starbucks. You guys want to focus on the hoodie. You want to focus on a hair piece, on the skincare line. You guys can build up your portfolio that way. Also, voiceovers as well as videos of you walking for runways, definitely essential.
Another tip, definitely work with people you feel comfortable with. For example, tier one models, like I enjoy being there because one, Ricky's very professional. He's actually the most
Definitely.
professional agent I've worked with, and I've been in the industry 5 years. There was an agent I worked with. He wasn't even like that big, but I was filming this reality show, and he was unprofessional to the point where, like, he made a lot of the girls feel uncomfortable. They didn't come back, and there was this one incident where he was taking pictures of our butts, like.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, and immediately
Oh.
unfollowed him, blocked him, didn't show up again. And he was telling me how a lot of the girls were inconsistent, like they wouldn't. So it made sense as to why he was. I don't know how do you say the word? He was a pervert. Or,
He's a pervert.
he was a huge pervert. So if they make you feel that, if they make you feel uncomfortable and you're not okay with being alone with them, definitely
Please.
you gotta keep searching.
You definitely got to keep looking out. I say tip number three when it comes to starting off to becoming a model, if you guys don't know anybody, networking is where it's at. So it's not just about social media. You guys can literally walk up to brands yourself, walk into stores, and hey, look, you get your friend photographer, you hire a photographer, hey, let me do some clothing for you. And you're like that, not only are you building up your portfolio, you're creating a relationship between these big brands and companies, therefore they can hire you again. And like that, you started off. You can look at casting networks. There's a couple of them I'd recommend, like All Casting or Backstage, are really good for beginners.
And also, like she said, definitely keep your eyes open for scams because all casting has a lot of scams. Like there were instances where somebody contacted me from all casting claiming to be from this brand or working from that brand and says, I'll mail you this check. And this actually just happened
Yeah.
recently. I'll mail you this check. You send, I don't know how they said it. I'll mail you the check and cash it out. Send us this for the photographer. I'm like, this makes no sense, number one. And number two, why are you mailing me a check in advance? It was just really skeptical and didn't make any sense. So definitely always keep your eyes open for that. And the other one?
I'd say another tip for models just starting out, you are your brand, and as well how you carry yourself, how you're speaking, what you're posting on social media, what you eat, what you think, what you do, you are your brand. And that's how it is regardless if you're starting a company or a business owner. If you're doing the modeling industry, you need to come classy. You cannot be posting yourself doing drugs or smoking or just partying, drinking your life away. Like, there are people who take this seriously, and if you guys look, mentorship is the way to go. Look at other models, study them, study people who have already done what you wanted to do, and look at their lifestyle, look at the time that they're waking up. You guys, this is not an easy industry, but it is rewarding if you guys put your time and effort into it.